Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 8, continuing group stage of the, Continuing coverage of the group stage. We're going back to another game of rsabos here. But it's also going to be, MarchWaden, his opponent this time. I think, yeah, we cast all of the games of rsabo today. It's kind of crazy. I guess he did them all sort of in a row here. MarchWaden, obviously, you expect, gonna be, whoa, going to space, apparently. Oh, I didn't catch it. I turned the music off instead. You gotta imagine that one got pretty high. Man, it got pretty high, dude. But MarchWaden, of course, the favorite for this series, you would expect. They actually did their pick order in a bit of a wrong fashion, where the person who picks the faction second picks the map as well. But, you know, that'll happen. I feel like that gives a really big advantage to the second pick guy, but, you know. But that's okay. There's repentance for a reason. It's gonna be Sawan versus Conef. Kind of excited to see it. Obviously, I believe MarchWaden, does do some blast drone things sometimes, but this game he's retired that base spinner, so he's not interested in it. Gonna be pretty typical MarchWaden greed. This is generally his style. K is gonna win, and you know it. Well, probably. Obviously, MarchWaden definitely the favorite player in this series, as I said. You upgrade your ad blocker, and then they block your browser player. Yeah, it's the like arms race in the tech world, right? I mean, I don't know. I feel like the guy who wants to get around seeing ads always wins in the end, you know. But I don't know. Basement Retire comes out, by the way. Somehow I always thought ad block was kind of immoral in a way, so like I don't use it. Cause like in my opinion, like the internet is free, right? This is, you know, the price to pay for its freedom is like the fact that you watch ads, but like it's not as if you can enforce, you know, your standards on other people, right? So like maybe I should just get off my high horse and get an ad blocker, because honestly, internet ads are really triggering sometimes. They're like so stupid. It'd be immoral if it actually meant the streamer would get hurt. Yeah, I mean, you're right, like streamers get their money from, well, sponsorship deals is a big thing, I think, but also from like subs and whatever. It's not like they get their money from the ads, so. Probe, by the way, flying out over here, checking out MarchWaden's carrier there. You can see there's no tech just yet. Catches the PC here. Gonna die though. But PC at home, he's only seen. Excuse me, got some hiccups. He's only seen like one skim that he killed over here, and then a couple over there. He probably should know this is a greed build. So the production upgrade comes out then. He's gonna spam LAV here. He wants to pressure his opponent. Assault pack on the way, and he's probably gonna build LDMs here rather than filling out his base, which is kind of cool. About to call dead drone. Yeah, man, you can freaking see the future. But you're right. I mean, if viewers watch the ads, that doesn't give the streamer more money. I think it actually does on YouTube, right? Well, not like watching it to the end, but you know, you get money based on how many ads you run. But like, I don't know. I mean, it's always felt so flimsy, the people who like make a living off of these platforms, because like, how do you ever know that you're not just gonna get shut down one day, let alone that you're actually gonna have a steady stream of income? These things are so fluid. Speaking of fluid here, though, MarchWaden with some very nice micro manages to take a 2-for-1 trade here. Gonna make it 3, it looks like. 3 for 1 so far, 3 for 2. Definitely winning in the Strikecraft engagement in the beginning here. Catches another one. And another. So now he's like 5 for 2. This is a very, very nice micro from MarchWaden. Something that, you know, he should be known for. I wouldn't say he's the best micro player in the game, but he's quite good at it. Taking that fight with the Sandskim is going to be very risky, especially the way they can jiggle back and forth over the dune. They're definitely better designed for that kind of stuff than LAVs are. They blocked the stream from. Oh no. Rip in pieces, man. They caught you. It's because they've got all of us mic'd, you know, and they knew what we were talking about. Sport Cruiser on the way now for rsabo. I feel like that's very in touch. You realize, like, okay, I wasn't able to get my damage done here. Gonna have to go for an SC here, back up onto 2 base. Kind of give up the ideas of pressure in the early game. And this is what MarchWaden is so known for as well. The MarchWaden style is very powerful. The MarchWaden style of going greed like this is very powerful because he's got the skill set to defend it. Oh, you have the audio at least. Well, that sucks. I swear, man, I will publish to YouTube. I'll get there. It is hard for me. Damage 1, by the way, done for these LAVs, but again, MarchWaden's still taking these trades very well. Very nice micro. He's got the numbers advantage, he knows how to use it, so. All of a sudden, MarchWaden, who went for the eco build here, he's actually the guy pressuring, and he's got a second PC done. Assault ship fab is done as well. He can go straight to siege right now at the 5-minute mark. Looks like it's going to be interceptors instead, though, and that's a wise choice, I think, on Torrent Crater. Obviously, definitely a very big air map, but you know he's hitting all of his checkpoints really fast here. Salvador's being produced as well. He'll probably get actually CU guys up first on this base, and then flip to RU mining, or maybe just fill out the bases entirely. But yeah, he is looking very dominant right now. He's got the skims to make the pressure himself. He's actually the guy on top in that sense. But he's also got a huge eco lead right now, so gonna be feeling comfortable at the game so far. And like I said, I mean, he was the favorite, you know, but you want to see rsabo give up a good fight here, and I feel like he is trying his best, so still entertaining to me. There you go, that's fully saturated 3 base off of MarchWaden. 2 PCs plus interceptor fab, that's going to be very powerful. He'll be able to spend all of that money that he's got. The air transition is probably where rsabo dies then, because the problem with losing all these LAVs is he's got to deal with all these skims. He's got to build like a ground army here. You can see he's got AV fab, he's building those. But, you know, if he prepares for the ground army, now he's got to worry about air coming in, right? But it could be kind of siege, in which case getting anti-air is just going to get him killed twice, right? So this is a very, very hard situation to be in. And it's why I always say air is such a powerful thing to go for. If your opponents know this player will go for air when he's ahead sometimes, they have to worry about it, right? So. Piano. You hear that too? It is above me. ALM here, gonna get sieged down by MarchWaden skims. They do have damage 1 now, it looks like. Looks like he just wanted to match the upgrade from his opponent then. Still no armor on these AVs, so if he invests further into skim upgrades, he may actually like that. Obviously, gonna get a lot of damage done on those AVs with the skims if he has, you know, this many numbers. And if he has a good upgrade lead. So, oh yeah, but there you go. rsabo, I was about to say, in that case, he really needs to get heavy vehicle armor, and he is doing that. Sends a probe out as well. Now, it's a weird quirk about Conf that you can't scout air on their carrier. You can see if it's building. This light here will be blinking, but there's no tell like there is on other carriers that air tech has been finished. So, even if the probe catches this carrier, he may not know that air is on the way. Skim's going to be seen on the probe for now, though, and it looks like he's playing a very passive role of just watching the army, which is not really what he wants to do. You got to be proactive with your scouting here and try and figure out what's coming next. You know, what's the next thing on the queue, rather than what's already here that I know about. Because that's not really actionable information. Instead, going to run into this BR, though. Going to get taken out there, so the probe is denied. Targeting Jammer popped in a nice position there, actually. Just trying to buy a little bit of time here for rsabo, but he's going to send 2 AVs out here on kind of a flanking job, and if MarchWaden realizes, he's a player who I've always said has got that killer instinct, you know? He can just turn and kill these things, but it looks like he's not even interested in the risk. He does have those ints out, they have Afterburner, and rsabo's got no idea this is coming. And this is very much what he wants to see. There's no defense here, Salvador's going to get ripped off the line, and he will get a lot, too. Down go 4, go for 6. Skadoosh. And he'll just back away up to his carrier. Kind of siege probably already on the way. No, he's gonna go into precision bombers. Well, I kind of like it. Being a little frisky with his base runner here, I feel like he's probably gonna lose this now. He probably could have kept this alive by running it back to the skims, but that's okay though. I mean, now these LEVs are a bit isolated out in their position, so perhaps these skims will be able to capitalize here. Must be careful he doesn't let them slip out though. Uh-oh. Actually a little bit behind on his micro here. Somewhat uncharacteristic. He's just gonna back away, it looks like. But you know, you can understand what he's feeling, because like, he wins this game passively, right? He is very, very ahead here, so he doesn't really have to worry about, such things as like, you know, keeping one base runner alive, right? It's just kind of a sign of like how comfortable he is. I will say it was a mistake, right? But like, you know, he's not gonna lose for this, so. And he knows it. This is exactly where you want the game to be. He does have bombers done already. One of them anyway, and he's building another. And he may just kill off this carrier with bombers, you know, although we do have missile batteries being produced now by rsabo. But it's tough because he's got to fill out his eco as well, which was damaged. So, anti-air turret post as well, gonna get set down here if he's got money, but it looks like he actually doesn't. Not surprising, these guys are idle, so he's actually only got 2 CU miners, and uh-oh, he's not gonna have 2 for long. Bomber actually interested in killing off this SC, so, and he'll get it. Down it goes. Turret still not set down, he just doesn't have any money for this. All the salvagers there killed as well. Now the missile batteries are going to get some kills, I expect, but the thing is, it's worth it for MarchWaden to go in on them like that, which he does, and he gets both of those kills. Because now, well, there's no missile batteries, right? So, I mean, he just has free reign to do whatever he wants, and rsabo gonna right-click his carrier over to his opponent's side of the map there. That's definitely a sign that he knows this game is over. More bombers on the way, though, and I assume that's probably going to be actually what finishes this game off. He can buy for time, you know, like a chess engine would tell you to do, but it's a little bit academic at this point. I don't know where these bombers are headed. Oh, I think they're trying to see, like, if there's bases out. He's like, oh. This is a cyberbullying, right? Ammo capacity being teched in? Well, that's a reasonable choice, eh? Wouldn't hate the recharge upgrade either, to be honest. It's actually a pretty cheap tech, surprisingly. And this will be a dead carrier before too long, so... Oh shoot, he actually killed a PC, look at that. I didn't think he had it in him. So rsabo does actually manage to take out a PC by MarchWaden there, so... I think probably because he's focusing on just killing the carriers, he's not like noticing, oh hey, you can actually attack my base now. But I mean, who cares again, right? I mean, this is obviously over, so... And in fact, rsabo, if he doesn't retire a unit, has no money to even like rebuild his eco, so... This is actually sort of that absolute endgame, I guess I'll call it, where there's nothing to do. The game is just over. Feels good. It's a nice position to be in. Donk. Not as much damage output as precision bombers, I'd say, but... Well, I might be wrong. I mean, after all, they've got 4 bombs here. Oh, actually, he's gonna GG at this point. So yeah, MarchWaden taking game 1, I'd say, very, very comfortably. 16 pings from A game, oh my gosh. I'll look at that later. But, yeah, I felt like he just had the lead from the beginning there. Yeah, I wonder if bombers actually have more damage output than like precision bombers have more damage output than tac bombers over their salvo, but it's definitely less, you know, all up at front because obviously they've got to spend a long time to drop 4 bombs like that. But either faction's bomber is gonna be pretty good at finishing the game off like that, though. Game 2 looks like we have a bit of a faction swap and no music. Oh, maybe it's just weird music. Anyway, MarchWaden picking Saban. He has the second pick here, so he's gonna match the Saban from rsabo with the Saban of his own. And picks Firebase Crew as well as the map, which again is the wrong order, but that's okay. We can forgive on this channel. LAV Fab coming out from rsabo first here, but he keeps the base runner. So again, this looks like AAVs he's gonna play, but he doesn't go for the base runner retire, which I mentioned in the games with Sekai Jan was a bit of an interesting build here. It can work, I think, but it does mean like he's got to recognize that his window is very small when you do AAV rush. You've got to go in there immediately and get, you know, the value that you wanted. So if he's gonna play it this way, he can't do what he did against Sekai Jin and just kind of wait around. I feel like he's really got to go in there. Sport Cruiser first instead for MarchWaden. It's not just SC for no. For MarchWaden it is though. Let me say, if you do SC first like this, I'll come to your house and tickle your fingers or something. I was like, I shouldn't say anything too spicy. I am live, of course. It's very, very bad. If you go LAV Fab, keep the base runner, right, and then go for SC Fab, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. It's not how it's played. And the problem is that you just... Oh, which carrier I'd selected, I see. Yeah, no, MarchWaden did just go SC first. But I'll say it again, because this is something I still see people doing today. Where they'll go for LAV Fab, and then they'll get their SC. Always slower, and you don't get an army advantage, so there's literally no reason to do it at all. Don't ever do that. It's a bad build. This is just very mathematically provable, I think. But you know, even just thinking about it logically, right? You want a build where you're going for economy first, but instead you tech, meaning you spend money, which means that you spend time before you can get that SC out to get a unit tech that you're not going to build until after the SC is done. It's just the wrong order. if you see units and cancel the SC, you've probably lost the game already, so you're not doing it for that, right? It's just not a good build. Regardless, though, Probe is out here for rsabo, and he did manage to catch where the base runner was. May have a hint that this is SC first here, but he doesn't know too much, I would say. Did build an LDM salvager as well, which I usually actually wouldn't do, but I would actually put the guy on RUs, but for some reason his timing is pretty slow though. First AV at 2720, I feel like that's pretty slow. And carry production upgrade coming out here is going to slow him down again. He doesn't, well, actually he's got the money for another AV now, but he's not queuing it. So he's going to want to be a little bit faster here, because Fighter and Gunship is already on the way for MarchWaden, and he will, you know, he will chunk, I guess I'll say. By the way, unfortunate for him, he brings the LAV through the targeting jammer there, so MarchWaden is going to grab a spot of high ground, slaps him down pretty quickly. Going to turn around with this base spinner. I would just go for it though, because you don't have, oh, yeah, he's thinking about it. You don't have a chance if you turn around, you're already dead. But if you go in here, maybe you can get the extract out, so. But instead, he's just going to drive back, so we'll lose that base spinner for nothing. There's no upgrades on these LAVs, so the AAV here will be able to kill him if it wants, but it stops, holds ground here up on this hill, so. Unfortunately, AV also not going to capitalize here. Things go in MarchWaden's way, then, I would say, in this early game. He gets very small advantages, but he's got quite a few of them. And the tech lead is pretty noticeable for him. He's up on 2 base a lot faster. Carry production upgrade, it seems, is just a tad late, but that's alright. He does have strike fighters on the queue. And it's going to be up to rsabo to deal with this. Again, he died to air last game, you know, it's got to be on his mind, but how's he going to know that it's there? The base spinner's dead, the probe died too, so he doesn't have any scouting. You'd have to kind of blindly assume, okay, well, I guess he goes there now. I don't know, based on game 1, he didn't do that, but maybe he'll be thinking about it this time. Get missile battery fab blind. But he's kind of relying on luck in this case, because obviously if he does that and then it turns out to be like LAV rail, he probably dies anyway. Tough position for rsabo. Base runner from MarchWaden realizes it's in a bit of danger here. It's going to try and turn around, but rsabo hasn't seen it yet. He's kind of taken the wrong path there, I think. But on this side, LAV is going to come up and they're probably going to kill a salvager here. Oh, and the carry kind of ran away. No, he does get his drop off, so he gets that 50 CUs at least. Targeting jammer deployed to buy a little bit of time for MarchWaden. And who knows, maybe the base runner gets out. It's not as fast as AVs though. Quite a bit of CUs here as well for rsabo. Really wants to be finding a way to spend it. But the carry production upgrade is probably not the answer, actually. I think he just needs to continue building is his thing. But we'll see. Because, like, now if he drops the logistics module, he can't build any units, right? He's fleet capped right now. Wait a minute, do AVs only cost 2 fleet capacity? That's crazy. That's wonky. Strike Fighter's launched from MarchWaden now, but he actually only builds 3 and chooses to go up onto 3rd base after that, so... Doesn't have too many of these things, but... And in fact, he's going to have to use them to deflect the AVs here, which is always a little bit of a weaker reveal. Obviously, you show your opponent, hey, I've got air, but you don't really do anything with it except to defend. But the thing is, this is another game that MarchWaden wins passively. He's up on 3 bases, opponent's on 2. And he's got the artifact lead, so I mean, he's got that going for him as well. A little bit of a float on MarchWaden's side there. He's got 1k. Actually, it's quite a big float. But, you know, it's alright. I mean, like I said, he wins this game passively in a way. So he doesn't need to be too concerned with, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't need to be too concerned with getting huge value out of anything. He's just kind of sitting pretty. He's in a very good position. I don't know if he knows that, actually, but I think he does. Missile battery fab taking from rsabo, but then he doesn't want to just die straight to strike fighters like he did last game. And this is a lot of strike fighters. I'd say that's definitely the right choice. And MarchWaden get a tech carry production upgrade. Looks like he wants to get LAVs, I suppose, is what he'd have to make, because he really doesn't have any RUs. So he's not going to triple produce strike fighters for sure, but that can still be big value. And if he makes another base runner, I'd like that too, actually, because if he can get that lead really, really fast, he's going to be feeling good about it. For now, though, just filling at that 3rd base. And he will get quite a lot of carrier power off of this too if he can get enough extracts out. MarchWaden, one of these players who's very keen to pressure you with getting extractions out. I love to see it. That's a very good way to play. Yeah, he's not got the missile batteries here, so these strike fighters kind of just doing whatever they like. Here's the missile battery, though. I feel like he really needs more than that, though. Fortunately for him, he actually didn't lose any salvagers off the main, except for one, I think, went down. Uh-oh. I don't know about MarchWaden committing in like this. The idea is to snowball like he did last game, but last game was different because he had a lot more air power. As it stands, though, he only loses one, I think. Wait, he didn't lose any. How does he get away with this? That's pretty good. But again, rsabo not really building enough anti-air here. Sport crews are almost dead too, so another volley and he's probably going to lose that. So really needs to be, at this point, concerned about the air. I'd say, you know, I mean, look, he's got a lot of money. First off, put down a logistics knowledge. That's what he needs. He's fleet capped. And get a lot of missile batteries here, because you know from last game, he'll go hard into air if he sees that window. You've got to make sure he can't snowball that lead. LAVs, though, drifting away from that SC here. They want to chase down the space sprinter, but the extraction's already come out. I kind of feel like you don't get much for chasing this kill down. You do stand to lose all of these LAVs, so this is probably a bit of a waste here for rsabo. It's unfortunate to see. Down they go. He's not even going to finish that kill either. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Even if he finished the kill, this is not worth it. But he doesn't either. So this is quite unfortunate for rsabo. Oh well, he might get it now actually. Oh, yeah, he does get it there, just barely. But again, at the cost of all of those LAVs. You can't just build army and drive it into the meat grinder. You know, you're gonna suffer for not having it later somewhere else. And MarchWaden just builds 3 base spinners. He's like, well, I lost one, I'll just make another. That's fine. Only thing I want to see from him, he's still floating a lot. I mean, go for one of these late game techs to finish it off, or maybe even just carrier power and get another SC out. Obviously, you've got a lot of options from here because you're this far ahead, but there are enough missile batteries to defend now, but look, here's the LAV blob. You know, where's the LAV blob from rsabo? It's not there. And make no mistake, this would be the game-winning artifact right here if things go, you know, according to as they are going right now. It looks like he's just going to get these extracts out with very little contention from rsabo. Not really got the field control to go out there and fight it. Even if he makes a lot of LAVs here, there are, you know, there's double gunship on the field. If they stray from the missile batteries, they all die. If the missile batteries go out there to try and facilitate them, well then the eco dies. And we know how that goes from last game. Attack Bomber Fab, in fact, going to be the pick here for MarchWaden. I kind of like it. It's what we saw last game, you know, but he's just like, well, if it ain't Baroque, don't fix it, you know what I'm saying? rsabo does this, by the way, when he's building an SC, he moves out to his second base a little bit early, I don't know why. But Power 1 coming out from as well is a bit of an interesting choice. But yeah, that base spinner will just extract. There's nothing to do about this. And look at this, it's a missile battery on its own, and MarchWaden, like I said, he's got that killer instinct. He's probably going to go for it. He may even get the extract out, and then... Oh no, why are the LAVs out here? Yeah, LAVs came out into the mid-ground to try and make some kind of a play here, but the double gunship is really going to be punishing for that. And then the strike fighters come in as well, but they did finish off that missile batter, as I said. I was wondering if he would come out and drop a targeting jammer on it with the base runner, but it looks like he wasn't interested. All those LAVs get chunked there. I mean, look at the units lost tab. I think that'll tell kind of the whole story here. 3 to 31. And, you know, these are more expensive units for MarchWaden, but not that much. So, he's got a KD of 10 here. It's not bad. This artifact is picked up as well. This base spinner here derping a little bit. Should be out there in the middle of collecting, but maybe this one will get there faster. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy artifact sweep here by MarchWaden. And what can rsabo do about this? He's lost too many guys. He can't really move out across the field. In fact, he may even just lose his carrier to strike fighters here. This is what MarchWaden is threatening. He's trying to compress him back onto 2 base once again. Bit of an awkward trade right here, so he is losing LAVs to this AV here. Bit of focus fire goes a long way, eh? But that's okay. He does manage to take those units out there. Leaves these LAVs up on this hill. That's all he needs from them. Although he's pretty AFK, I think he's actually gonna eat this mortar here. Donk. Oh, that did a lot of damage actually. That's way more than I was expecting. So he sees that, he'll back those away, but here comes the 4th artifact. 5th one is picked up already. This base spinner is still AFK in the back line, but and he's got another one on the 3rd base, just because why not, you know? But, he's doing okay. It's for the targeting jammers, guys. I mean, that's the thing, though. This is just a very, very comfortable win here for MarchWaden. It doesn't even feel like he's trying, you know? There are AAVs coming out to try and stop this. In fact, it looks like rsabo, yeah, with an F2 quick here, it looks like he's trying to get over there and stop what's going on here. But oh my gosh, triple tack bomber. This army is not long for this world, I guess I'll say. It's totally worth it for him to lose a couple of units. If he even does. I don't know if he will. Attack bombers prioritizing missile batteries, which is as they should do. Yeah, I saw one strike fire. There's two. He's getting some kills here. Smoked by the base front of those. It's icing on the cake there. Or, wait, what the heck? No, that was actually from rsabo. Why did he smoke the base front? Oh, maybe he thinks that, like... No, I don't know what he's thinking. There's no reason to do that. But, yeah, MarchWaden is gonna get that extract out, and, well, that's the game. I mean, it just feels a little too easy. Pretty simple 2-0 for him. With the mortar? Not sure. Oh, like maybe he... Oh, I see. Yeah, like he wanted to drop a mortar on it, but also drop the smoke. Yeah, you're probably right. Wasn't thinking about that. Dang, that's pretty cool looking. Yummy. Gunships are cool units, man. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a bit of an easy game for MarchWaden. Easy for Ents, you know. But yeah, he will take this series 2-0 then. A bit of the expected result, you know, but rsabo put up a fight, so that is that.